for first match of the night. JC Navarro, Natalia Perez, Terror Nocturno, and Matt Crowley will be wrestling in an elimination match for the Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo's Cup. Their opponents Edrax, Sabat, Xavier, Millet, and Nahir, Robles, who would be able to be victorious in this match. The team lead by Edrax or the team lead by JC Navarro. Welcome to Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo here on IWTV and our show Aliados Y Enemigos, Enemies and Allies. And we can see here on our first match, captained by JC Navarro. This team is composed of a lot of great wrestlers, a lot of them more novice, that JC Navarro is leading them in this particular bout. It's an elimination match, so each wrestler have to eliminate each other to be able to win the cup. Here we have Sabat, a guy who's around 250 pounds. He is around 6'4", a beast of a man, and it seems like Edrax, the captain here of the other team, has quite a bit of choice for bigger men, as I can say. Here we see JC Navarro using his experience to deal with the big man, using a power slam, using his own weight against him. We are seeing that JC Navarro, clearly the most experienced wrestler in this bout. Here we have Matt Crowley and Edrax entering into the ring. Edrax like bothering the crowd. He really likes to fire up the crowd to make them hate them. He feels like hate fuels him, and a lot of the time he can be a very aggressive wrestler and a very dangerous one because he is very ruthless. His style of match is one that he tries to hurt you as much as possible. Trying to use the surprise roll up and using his mobility for such a large man. Matt Crowley can move around almost like a cruiserweight on that ring, which is really impressive. He may be starting, but he clearly have a lot of potential to be one of the best wrestlers here on Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo if he applies himself a little bit more. Right now, he's being taught by JC Navarro right now, so there's a lot of potential, a lot of future on this kid. Edrax trapping him on a headlock, taking him down, taunting the crowd. He gets reversed and he's able to get out of the headlock, immediately captured by an arm drag. Matt Crowley really is out wrestling Edrax, even though that Edrax is the most experienced wrestler here. Matt Crowley is actually out wrestling him. We see here Terror Nocturno, or it would be Night Terror. And he decides to go for the big man, the enforcer, Xavier Millet. A pretty new wrestler here in Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo. A huge mountain of a man. His strength incomparable to any other wrestler in Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo. Easily one of the biggest, strongest men in this dojo. He gets reversed, but he's not moving Xavier. Xavier is unmovable in this match. He steps on his shoe, trying desperately to bring him down, but he only gets caught off by a clothesline from the big man. Nahir enters into the ring. One of the most talented female wrestlers right now here on Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo, going up against Natalia Perez, a third-generation pro wrestler, granddaughter of one of the biggest legends of Puerto Rican pro wrestling, Miguel Perez. But not only Puerto Rican pro wrestling, he could easily be considered one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His tag team run on the NAA and in the world. He was one of the biggest money attraction during the 70s, so she has quite a legacy to live up to. And his father, Miguel Perez, is working in the IAA, WWC, and WWE. She has big shoes to fill of his family. Nahir is in the outside, being protected by the wall. Here, Natalya used Night Terror as a trampoline to bring the big man off the apron, and she is climbing up, and they're too busy fighting with each other, and she throws herself to all the other wrestlers, just completely bringing them apart. The only one standing right now is Nahir, but her arm got hurt in the process. Natalya is picking Edrax up and sending it directly to JC Navarro. JC Navarro now grabs Edrax, and he is applying a Three Amigos reference to his training on Mexico, and really applying it well, hitting 3 suplex one after the other. He gets stopped by Sabat, who gets stopped by Night Terror, or Terror Nocturno, who is stopped by, and everybody is hooking their own suplexing here. It seems like this is a test of strength. Who can suplex who? And we see that the team of JC Navarro actually suplexes the team of Edrax. Massive damage to all the team of Edrax. It didn't matter that Edrax team is actually heavier. They were able to lift up everybody, and now JC Navarro has Edrax in his hand, and Edrax is able to respond to JC Navarro with a wicked kick right into the back of the head, and now he's taunting the crowd. Again, it gives him energy, but it's distracting him, and he does not see Night Terror as he gets caught by a wicked crossbody from Terror Nocturno. A little bit too happy there, and he gets caught by a spinebuster from Nahir, and he gets eliminated from the match. The first elimination of the match of the team of JC Navarro. Night Terror is no longer part of this match, and we see the face-to-face between Natalya Perez and Nahir, as Nahir responds with... She got caught by Natalya Perez. She was not able to carry on with that roll-up and was able to capture it first. Nahir, being a very sore loser, hit Natalya right on the back. Right now, Sabat goes directly towards JC Navarro. JC Navarro is about to respond. JC Navarro hits a gorgeous body slam in there. Matt Crowley goes to the top rope. Huge splash almost over the middle of the ring. It almost crossed the whole ring with that incredible splash, but it took not long ago for Edrax to apply that wicked spinebuster that has eliminated so many people before, and we see that Edrax have eliminated Matt Crowley. So we have 2-2 eliminations. Nahir and Matt Crowley from team of JC Navarro, and it has eliminated. We see that Natalya gets caught as well with a spinebuster, but she's able to roll out of the ring before getting caught into a pinfall by Edrax. Edrax is able to dodge JC, only could get caught with a huge choke slam from Xavier. Xavier is pushing JC out of the ring. He's not the legal man, so he cannot pin him. And a suplex on the outside. Even though that there's protection in that part, a suplex with a man of the weight of Xavier Millet means a lot of damage to your back. And now Natalya is completely alone in the ring with Edrax, but she is not giving up, trying to chop him repeatedly only to get caught on a disgusting spile driver. And Natalya has been eliminated. Now they're feeling confidence with Xavier Millet and Edrax. It's a 2-on-1 against JC Navarro in this point. Now he is in a disadvantage, plus he got hit with that huge suplex on the outside right into the concrete. So I don't know in what state JC Navarro is to be able to fight back against this challenge right now. And he seems to be hit by a pile driver, but he's able to roll him up into a count. That surprise count that has evened the numbers. Now JC is fighting directly with Xavier, now in a 1-on-1. These have equal the numbers, even though that you could say that there's a huge disadvantage in weight level. And he got hit with a second pinfall. It seems like the referee said that the count actually was 2, but he just got directly hit with a body slam there into the pinfall. We see here that Edrax is complaining about the referee's decision, but now Navarro is 1-on-1 with Xavier Millet. Xavier Millet tries to respond, only to get caught by various chops, using his strength to send him to the ropes. He tried to use his own strength to go into that clothesline, but is unaffected. Xavier Millet does not get brought down by the clotheslines, only to get hit into the bottom rope and gets a double chop into the back of Xavier Millet. Xavier Millet gets thrown into the ropes only to get caught by that elbow. So it seems Xavier Millet tried to go to an Hurricanrana, but he was able to be torn into a powerbomb by JC Navarro. Remember, JC Navarro has a lot of experience in these type of matches. He has fought bigger men, and he knows how to respond to them. And it seems like that type of Hurricanrana was very predictable, and he was able to respond appropriately. Now, going to the top rope, he tries to go for a swanton, only to get caught into that choke slam. The choke slam into the mat. I think this may be done. Goes for the pin, but great ring awareness from JC Navarro as he is able to put his foot on the rope. Xavier Millet going for another choke slam. This time it seems another choke slam will be the end, but he's able to roll him up. 1, 2, and he kicks out. He was able to kick out from that roll-up, beautiful roll-up, extremely hard to get out of it, as he goes for another body slam into the mat. And goes with that elbow into the heart of Xavier Millet. And this is done. JC Navarro is able to defeat the Beast and win the Espíritu Pro Wrestling Cup in this elimination match. Terrific battle between both teams here. Both giving it at all. Clearly, the team of JC Navarro was able to be victorious here thanks to the experience of JC. Edrax tried its best, his team tried its best, but they clearly were not enough, and JC was able to get the victory in this matchup. It seems like the winner has some words for us. First of all, thank you for being here at Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo. Xavier, that talent that you have is very good, and you're the big man in this dojo. And this 19th of March, I challenge you in a one-on-one match here in the dojo to see who has the biggest testicles, mother. I will not say that. This 19th March, please buy your tickets. On our next match, Hijo del Enigma is going to go one-on-one with... Oh my god. He hit him right in the back. Eros, who's supposed to be fighting right now with Hijo del Enigma, is going like a coward and hitting him right on the back to poor Hijo del Enigma. And just in this moment, it's choking him. This is incredibly anti-competitive behavior from part of Eros. I don't think this match will happen at this point. These two have had a feud for quite a bit of time at this point. They have had multiple matches, multi-bank matches, and the animosity between these two is clearly palpable. Eros have shown himself to be quite a cowardly figure, hitting people on the back, using shares, using the environment. Is incredibly effective at hurting different part of the body and using technical wrestling as well to get the job done. But as you can see right now, he's trying to... In this point, the match has not started. If the match has not started, there's no rules. He can use the chair. He's clearly using the environment, using poles, using the ring, and hurting Hijos del Enigma's shoulder. I don't know if this match is gonna go on. It seems like Hijo del Enigma is too hurt right now to continue the match. The referee is looking at the health of Hijo del Enigma to see if he can continue on in this fight. Apparently, Hijo del Enigma wants to continue the match, even though after all that damage done to him. It's actually kind of impressive, but I don't think that's the best idea. He tried to go directly towards him only to get caught. He's in a huge disadvantage right now. Getting hit in the back of the neck continue to hurt those shoulders. Wicked chop from Eros. Eros threatening the referee. Was going over the count of 5. Just every advantage that Eros can take, he will take. Eros is the type of person that if he can bend the rules even a little bit, as you can see, he took advantage that at that point, the match hasn't started, so he couldn't get disqualified. And I think he knew that Hijo del Enigma's pride was gonna get the best of him. He's someone who always is up to the challenge, always going to fight back. And he knew he was not going to throw the match away. This could be a complete forfeiture, and easy Hijo del Enigma could have won if the referee made the call, but it seems like Hijo del Enigma wanted to fight, and I think that Eros knew this about. He was taking advantage of the weaknesses of Hijo del Enigma at this point. Just twisting the neck. He really is concentrating all his power into the neck and shoulders of Hijo del Enigma, really hurting him and breaking him apart. Eros continually threatening the referee. The good thing about this is a strategy that Eros used multiple times. If you threaten the referee will be more lenient into trying to enforce the rule because they feel afraid. Using intimidation to the referee makes you bend the rules. If the referee hesitates, even for a second, to break up a count, to count a pinfall, that could be a few seconds that you can actually take the win. If you can able to bend the rules that way, you can squeak out a win because you just need a little bit of an advantage to yourself and use your ability to get you to that final level. Strike to the jaw to Hijo del Enigma. Hijo del Enigma responds with a wicked chop right back at him. He has not given up, even if his neck hurts, even if his shoulders probably are burning. He just will not give up. He will keep going, and he stopped once again. Dreadful DDT right onto the top of the head, just compressing his spine. The amount of punishment that Hijo del Enigma has received on this match, I don't know how he can just fight from underneath. You probably could argue that Hijo del Enigma is where he feels the most comfortable. Fighting underneath, going forward, trying to fight to the end, never give up. But this could be an insurmountable odds for him at this very moment. Hijo del Enigma responding back, going for some chops of his own. Double big boot. Both tried to do a big boot at the same time. He's trying to respond. Both getting hit in the abdomen. That was a very short body backdrop right there. Seems like Hijo del Enigma is recovering himself. Wicked lariat. Do not letting him just come back at this point. Trying to overwhelm Eros with his intensity. Going over and over. Do not let him back in control. Remember, every time he goes into control, he drains Hijo del Enigma. Hijo del Enigma has to use his flurries. That intense battle energy to continually hit Eros over and over again. And Eros goes back to control. That was a very good flurry. Those type of flurry is the thing that Hijo del Enigma has to use at this very moment if he wants to successfully get the win into this match. Put him to the fireman's carrier. He's taking over with the roll-up. Hijo del Enigma tried to package him up, but he couldn't actually tie the arms together. Oh my god. And this is one of the things, I'm pretty sure that the great part of the failure to be able to package up Eros and try to put him into that package to get that pinfall was the pain in his shoulders. Your ability gets compromised. Your flurries become less intense when the pain is that deep and you are hurt. All your abilities are a lot less effective. And that's what Eros actually potentially did in here. He was able to cut the legs of Hijo del Enigma in this match and taking all the advantage in it. Seems like Eros hesitates. Hijo del Enigma takes advantage with a beautiful cutter. Eros kicks out. This is what we were seeing Hijo del Enigma using his intensity, trying to finish the match as fast as possible. As the match goes longer and longer, Hijo del Enigma gets more drained. The pain, the adrenaline. Adrenaline is something that can be used only on short bursts. Your body cannot produce adrenaline forever. You cannot just fight forever. And that is what Eros right now is taking into consideration into this match. But Hijo del Enigma just increasing his intensity, chopping him over and over again. Hijo del Enigma gets thrown out of the ring. Hijo del Enigma trying to crawl out, getting stalked by Eros. Picked up into a pile driver, right into the concrete spike. This could be the end of the match here. Getting spiked into concrete. There is no padding. The padding actually ends there. Eros might be not the most liked wrestler, but he's definitely one of the most effective. Seems like Eros doesn't care if you like him or not. Hijo del Enigma is just limp right now. Eros going to the third rope. About to finish the job. He's taking too long and Hijo del Enigma is able to respond, making him fall right into the groin area. Hijo del Enigma grab him into a superplex right in his back. Is able to capture him again, put it into a tombstone pile driver right in the neck of Eros, but he doesn't have the energy to pin him. This is the opportunity that he has. This is his chance. That is massive damage right to the back. A pile driver is a massive amount, and he is able to reach the rope in time and protect himself from a great loss. This could be the chance that he was searching for. You can see that Hijo del Enigma is clearly frustrated for what happened right now. And Eros, the biggest opportunist here, take him onto a roll-up, uses the ropes to pin him, obviously on an ego maneuver. The referee noticed, and he's fighting with the referee. This could be a disqualification for him. Hijo del Enigma puts him into a roll-up, actually uses the rope, the referee fast count. It seems like bothering the referee may have backfire upon Eros. It actually just makes the referee vengeful. Well, your greatest asset sometimes is your greatest tragedy. It seems like it is continuously disrespecting the ref, actually make the ref make a call. putting into the advantage to Hijo de Vecino. On our third match, Mark Davison coming in from Florida, coming back to the Pro Wrestling Dojo, is going to go one-on-one with Adam Ricks. Adam Ricks has been in the dojo for a very long time. This time he has been about 5 years. He has a lot of experience, but now he is going to fight somebody with a lot more experience on the business, considered one of the teachers here at the Pro Wrestling Dojo. The challenge was actually thrown out by Mark Davidson to somebody at the dojo, and Adam Ricks actually responded to that challenge. Let's see if he has what it takes to beat somebody who is being crowned on many other parts of the world. Somebody, a wrestler that is as respected as Mark Davison is. Mark Davison actually has wrestled on AEW Dark and in other wrestling shows all around the world, including Mucha Lucha Atlanta and in Florida. So he's somebody with a lot of experience in the business. He is considered one of the wrestlers with the best conditioning and one of the most athletically proficient wrestlers right now in Puerto Rico. Here we see Mark Davison and Adam Ricks. Adam Ricks is actually trying to go toe-to-toe with the athleticism of Mark Davison, which is really impressive for somebody his age. Respond with a beautiful Hurricanrana bouncing on the rope. I think it's catching Mark Davison by surprise. Beautiful dropkick right to the face, forcing Mark Davison to get out of the ring. I think that Mark Davison did not expect to get this amount of challenge from Adam Ricks. Adam Ricks feeling himself going, trying to get a Hurricanrana on the floor, but he actually missed as, oh my god, Mark Davison just darted Adam Ricks into the metal tube there. Getting slapped over and over, both in the back. It seems like Mark Davison did not like getting humiliated by Adam Ricks and taking this a lot more serious, just punishing him and slamming his head in the steel of the Pro Wrestling Dojo. He throws water. If he fights dirty, he can fight even dirtier. Remember, Adam Ricks have always been somebody who fights really dirty. He's never been known for being a clean wrestler. He has been always vicious, incredibly aggressive, very athletically proficient, and he will take shortcuts if it needs to be. So this will be a match that we will see a lot of dirty tactics to get the victory between these two gentlemen. Both of them have this wrestling match really have transformed into a brawl at the outside. Adam Ricks responds with multiple chops, and Mark Davison sends him back into the ring. Mark Davison's getting, and he's respond immediately with multiple chops from Adam Ricks to Mark Davison. Mark Davison is using his mobility to move around the ring, but it's actually caught off guard by Adam Ricks, and Adam Ricks is able to roll him into a package. Both trying to grab each other's backs, probably trying to go for some type of and actually hit the power slam 1-2, but it's not enough. They're trying to go for German suplex, and now we see that Mark Davison is taunting Adam Ricks there, acting like he is not a serious threat. I think Mark Davison should take this match a little bit more seriously. You do not want to take Adam Riggs lightly. He can actually pull out a win. In multiple ways, he has shown great proficiency on multiple levels, from technical wrestling to aerial wrestling to even like more heel tactics. Trying to roll him up, going into a side slam right into the canvas of the ring. It was a beautiful transition there, but it was not enough to put Mark Davison away. Again, the shops in here, they're both athletes have red chests by the amount of shops being given here. Now, Adam Riggs is repeatedly hitting forearms on Mike Davison's neck, and one surprising forearm turning around, not taking any impulse, trying to making Mark Davison guess, going for another one. Mark Davison this time is able to get some separation, trying to use the ropes to protect it. Beautiful enziguri right to the side of the head, and a roll and a missile drop kick to the chest, forcing Adam Riggs to leave, but he is able to caught Adam Riggs with a lope and getting him back on the ring. Really, Mark Davison, when it's putting pressure, it's hard to escape from him because he's so fast. He can go back to you really quickly with high efficiency. Another missile dropkick from the top rope, and it only goes to a 2 count. Another count, and we all get another 2 count. Mark Davison trying to put Adam Riggs away as fast as possible. It seems like Mark Davison is now trying as much as possible to get a fast victory, keep taunting him, trying to see if he can get him off his game, like taunting him and making him angry to force him to make a mistake. Gorgeous Canadian destroyer there, but he's unable to capitalize and do the count right now. It seems like the hits have taken a toll on Adam Riggs. Both are on the ground right now, trying to recover as the ref is doing a double count. Here Adam Riggs is trying pumping himself up, rising from the floor, going for a wicked tornado DDT into the canvas, takes the cover, but it's not enough. Both wrestlers have taken a toll right now. Both are tired and doing everything in their power to get that victory. Using the ropes to another missile dropkick into the chest, and another kick just running over and over like a ball to the heart. Hitting him multiple times, but still not enough. Here we see that Mark Davison is thinking what he has to do to bring this man down. Have done multiple kicks, multiple hits to the chest of Adam Riggs, but none of them have been successful on putting him down. Kick to the midsection, and he gets catapulted into the top rope face first, going with a pump handle slam into a a hit to the gut into a kick to the back of the head. Let's see if this is enough to actually get that 3 count, and it isn't. Now Adam Riggs going into the top rope. That is very far away from the top rope. Let's see if he can able to cut all that distance. But Mark Davison stands up way too quickly, catching Adam Riggs before any damage is done. Both of them fighting in the top rope. Gets sent out. Mark Davison has a hard time just standing, but he's able to capture Adam Riggs into a superplex and transition directly into a power bomb. Turns into a buckle bomb. And another sit down power bomb. Will this be enough to take the victory? And it isn't. Into the count of 2. Adam Riggs is really showing a lot of heart in here, taking a lot of punishment, and he's not giving up. He's showing a lot more resilience than he usually does. He thinks that it's very important. This match is very important to him. This victory could really mark his career forever. I don't think he has ever had a victory with somebody with the caliber of wrestler that is Mark Davison. Is get hit in knee to the face, and he grabs him into a pile driver, and he's put into the canvas. 1, 2, 3. It actually goes to 3. He kicks out, but it's not enough. Adam Riggs has defeated Mark Davison right now. This is incredible for his career. This is a very unexpected thing to happen. Mark Davison did not expect this type of response from Adam Riggs. Truly challenging him and taking him to the limit and actually beating him clean. 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. No shortcuts, just absolute intensity. Adam Riggs respects Mark Davison. Mark Davison, very widely regarded as a wrestler. Think Adam Riggs in a way is truly grateful for this opportunity and to be able to defeat somebody like Mark. I don't know what would be in his head right now. I think he's just as shocked as the rest of the people are. Just as shocked as Mark Davison is right now. Mark Davison is stunned right now. He cannot believe it, and the crowd showing respect to Mark Davison in this moment. Truly a moment to be remembered right now in Spiritual Pro Wrestling as he pays reverence to the crowd and thank them. And now on our next match, Fuerza Regia, a tag team that has been undefeated at this point. He's going for our rematch against the match that they had last month against Nietzsche and Felix Aldea. Their last match was an incredible showcase for both tag teams, both the strength of Fuerza Regia and the ability and experience that the Nietzsche is able to bring to this match. So here we have Nietzsche and Felix Aldea. Felix Aldea is quite a novice, but right now he is going up in the Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo, and Nietzsche is someone who has a lot of experience in tag team wrestling. Multiple times WWC tag team champions, multiple times IAA champion with the tag team Los Fugitivos. He is a legend at this point. in Puerto Rican wrestling. More than 25 years of experience at this point, which is pretty impressive. Here we see a test of strength between both. Evidently, Baltasar Bruno from Fuerza Regia is actually having the advantage here, as he just throws Nietzsche away from him over and over again. He dodges the big boot, using the bounce to actually hit him right on the head. If you cannot beat him in strength, beat him in ability, but he gets stopped immediately by Harry. Reckless Harry Williams. People, the crowd is really into Fuerza Regia right now. He has been a fan favorite of Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo. Their weight, their size, and how they pretty much dominate most of their matches is actually a sight to behold. Here we see Felix Aldea putting himself just eye to eye with Baltasar Bruno. Reckless Harry Williams gets in. Felix Aldea is ready for the fight, and he's using the strength of Harry Williams to his favor. So it seems like he has learned a lot from the last time they had this encounter in which Fuerza Regia actually won that match. Felix Aldea now is using their strength against them. They're using their intensity. They're using the intensity that the Fuerza Regia is able to show to be able to use it against them, which is a really smart maneuver if you want to survive a match against these two behemoths of a man. He gets sent to Baltasar Bruno, who just clotheslined Nietzsche out of his boots. Stomping on Nietzsche. And putting him back into the corner, cutting the ring in half. One of the things that Fuerza Regia have shown in these matches that they have had is that Fuerza Regia really have expanded their way of tag team wrestling. Before, there were just two big men just destroying you. Now they are able to cut the ring in half and use each other's strength and coordinate, which make them one of the most dangerous tag teams in the game right now. They keep growing and growing and getting better and better every single match, which is a very, very scary thing. Again, cutting the ring in half, changing from one to another to reserve their energy, never using too much energy and just completely tearing apart Nietzsche right now. Just put in the hand. It's a very lazy type of cover, but it's a cover most to humiliate the person right now, as they are completely dominating them right now. You see Baltasar Bruno just beating the life out of Nietzsche. A double hook suplex into the middle of the ring. It seems like the crowd wants Baltasar to smile, and he clearly doesn't want to. The crowd is chanting, "Smile, Baltasar," over and over. I don't think that's making Baltasar very happy. Just crushing Nietzsche over and over again, just completely separating him from his tag team partner. But Nietzsche is able to respond with a boot of his own. and using the impulse of the rope to actually hit him with a jawbreaker, and he's able to bring Baltasar Bruno down. This is the opportunity to get that tag and save himself. Reckless Harry enters in, Felix Aldea gets in, the tag is made, and Felix Aldea is using the ropes to take impulse to be able to bring down the heaviest opponent. And he's just running in the ring like a bouncing ball, just hitting him over and over again. Putting him to a fireman's carrier that is almost 250 pounds over his shoulder, throwing him into the middle of the ring. 1, 2, and he's able to be broken apart by Baltasar Bruno. The referee putting them back into their respective corners. That hit actually did quite a bit of damage to Felix Aldea's ribs. But Felix Aldea is not giving up, using the same strategy, bouncing, but it just gets caught in a deep 6 into the middle of the ring. And Nietzsche just responds with multiple chops, but now he's in a 2-on-1 situation with Reckless Harry and Baltasar Bruno at the same time. This is not a very good spot to be at. And it seems like Nietzsche is using the power of each other to hurt each other. And he uses a double Hurricanrana both at the same time, putting himself in the middle of the ring, and just as Felix using his own momentum to try to damage both of these monsters. He's going for it, and he is going to get hit by Reckless Harry, and again using each other and the intensity, so they hurt each other to be able to take that advantage. It really shows the experience and the years of fighting that Nietzsche has under his belt and how he's using it. He has wrestled tag teams like the legendary Thunder and Lightning that are way heavier than the Fugitivos was back in the day. He was thrown into the air, into a cutter, just getting Nietzsche out of their way so they can actually concentrate their efforts into Felix Aldea, which he hits with a twisted suplex right there. Baltasar Bruno is telling Reckless Harry to throw himself, and just like a missile, just hit both of them from the ring. That must have hurt. It's just like a cannon just hitting you right in the face. The crowd is just yelling, "This is wrestling." Now they have Nietzsche right to himself, but Felix Aldea comes as a surprise, and Nietzsche is able to twist that suplex into a stunner, hit to the face with that heel kick, and goes for one moonsault, two moonsaults from the second rope, and going to the third rope for a third moonsault, and it changes to a twisting moonsault, a corkscrew moonsault, and he's able to actually get the victory here. Incredible how he still have that mobility after all these years. Nietzsche is on his 40s, and to be able to move like that is actually incredible. For our next match, Séptimo Dragón the legendary wrestler that have gone throughout the independent pro wrestling scene, and he is a Mexican wrestler with a lot of accolades to his name. He's going one-on-one with the ex-champion Manu. Manu is one of the beasts of Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo. He is extremely strong, extremely aggressive, and getting into the ring with him is not an easy feat. We begin this match. Here, Séptimo Dragón, for the first time in Puerto Rico, showing his athleticism and his speed. A child of Mexican pro wrestling. Incredibly experienced, incredibly agile, with tons of ability to spare. But Manu is going to use his strength to overpower Séptimo Dragón. Manu is searching for those pathetized suplex. Using his strength and not being stopped by Séptimo Dragón, as Séptimo Dragón started to mix it up with various kicks and strikes, but gets stopped immediately again by the strength of Manu. Manu's game plan, usually in his matches, is use his aggression to hurt his opponent, mainly into their neck and lower back, to apply the camel clutch and to force a tap out from the opponent. Here we have Séptimo Dragón going into the air. Beautiful tope con giro into Manu, just completely neutralizing his target. He gets Manu into the ring, trying to go for a cover. Not enough. Putting him to the corner, using the ropes where Séptimo Dragón feel the most comfortable in. Going for a double stomp, misses as he's throwing again into the ropes, bouncing off, using it to do that beautiful arm drag. He lips frog and just stays in the end with a handstand and kick him in the head. One of the things that would be very hard to fight against Séptimo Dragón is his movement. He's very unpredictable. His agility and athleticism makes him hard to predict and where he's gonna be. He could be bouncing around. He could go vertical. And Manu actually hits him with a wicked suplex right into the top of his head. But we get a kick out from Séptimo Dragón. Manu repeatedly hurting the back of Séptimo Dragón in this matchup. Imposing his will with his size. Continuously chopping the Mexican wrestler. Forearm right to the back of Séptimo. Multiple kicks to the chest. Another suplex from Manu. Manu threatening the ref as he repeatedly hurts Séptimo Dragón. reminding him that this is not Mexico, this is not Japan, this is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, a place where a more brawling physical style is used than those other countries. He's gonna bounce and using the kicks to actually fool Manu with a knee right to the temple, bringing him down. He's getting distracted with the crowd. Manu is prowling. Manu tries to chop him, but he's trapping the hand and using the ropes to impulse himself and to hit him right on the shoulder to set up for that Fujihara armbar. But Manu is able to get to the ropes. After that slams, he's going transitioning into the camel clutch, and it is applied. The camel clutch, it's applied. This is the move that it has been used repeatedly. It won him the champion, and it was a move that he has used so many times to win his matches, but he's unable to tap Septimo Dragon out as he is able to escape the hold. Both wrestling, slowly standing to his feet. Since Septimo Dragon is the crowd being very negative to him, it's actually start to get to him, and it's Manu is using it as an advantage. It seems like Septimo Dragon is not used to be booed the way that he is. He is, in fact, in foreign territory right now. This is not where he typically wrestles, and the crowd is not in a positive, looking him in a positive light. Oh my god, deadlift, German suplex to Manu. The strength showcased by Septimo Dragon with that move. As Manu is taking out his singlet. And great suplex, just releasing him midway through, so all the damage is done by gravity pretty much. Another releasing German suplex from Manu. This is the second one. Forearm to the back of the head, into the neck, using the ropes to another one, knocking him down. And now, this time Manu is applying the camel clutch once again, forcing him to tap out. Manu has just defeated Septimo Dragon in this incredible match. Hurting his back, destroying him, as many others have fallen to Manu. Manu is a very hard wrestler to defeat. He was champion for almost 3 years before being dethroned by Androides 787, who's the current champion right now. This is a redeeming match for him. Remember, 2 months ago, he lost the title. Now he has a victory over the crowd just cheering Manu as Manu is signaling the camera, saying that he's going for that belt. He's going back to that belt. In a way, challenging whoever wins the main event. for our main event, Android 787, the champion of Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo, is going one-on-one with Mike Mendoza, the teacher of Pro Wrestling Dojo. But not only the title will be on the line in this match. In this match, it will be a hair versus hair match. Both of them putting their hair on the line for this matchup. Who will win this match? Student or teacher? And we see that they starting off hot as Mike Mendoza is going directly with a missile dropkick and going to the second rope, trying to stomp Android 787, and he goes directly to the fireman's carry, going for the GTS. The GTS gets caught by Android 787, who just throws him right into the canvas. Stomped with a shoulder tackle. They're starting with pure intensity. He's trying to overwhelm Android 787, but Android 787 is doing perfectly to respond to Mike Mendoza in this match. Dodging him around, moving around, dodging Mike Mendoza's tries for striking, using their ropes to bounce off, going into a Hurricanrana and putting him into the corner. Go for the spear, rolling back, going for double knees into the chest of Mike Mendoza and pulsing himself to a missile dropkick right into the chest of Mike Mendoza. Well, that would be a basement dropkick, really, but I'm sorry. Mike Mendoza is able to see the kick coming and hits him. Oh my god, a kick right into the face of Android 787, and he has it right in position for a double stomp to the chest. And Mike Mendoza, when he decides to go all out, he is the most brutal wrestler you can fight in that ring. He's not being called the Scorpion for nothing. He strikes, he hits with his venom. The kicks are unlike any other in Puerto Rico. His hits are massive. He begins to chop Android 787 down. Do not discount Android 787. Android 787 won the title with a brutal match against Manu. And as you can see, Android 787 can be just as brutal or even more than Mike Mendoza. He was shown to be incredibly good at this when he fought on that hardcore match with Manu that got him the belt. Android 787 throwing him again to the metal bar and hitting hard into the shoulder of Mike Mendoza. Mike Mendoza using dirty tactics here. Mike Mendoza raked the eyes of Android 787, taking shortcuts in here. Mike Mendoza is never afraid of taking the shortcuts if it means winning the match. Putting him here into a headlock. Just squeezing the air out of Android 787. Just continuing to squeeze there. Just choking Android 787 out. The crowd trying to bring Android 787 back to his feet. And Mike Mendoza uses the hair to keep the headlock in. The referee is unable to disqualify this match. They don't want this match to end on a disqualification. He bounces and only gets caught again. This time, just searing that shoulder into Android, just squeezing the air out of him. Android just going for the pin to actually be able to finally break free from the chokehold, only to get caught by that elbow from Mike Mendoza. Mike Mendoza body slams Android 787 into the middle of the ring and just begin to taunt him, just pissing Android 787 off, just with another form bringing him down, squeezing the air out of Android 787. Really have pretty much made him numb at this point. So Mike Mendoza right now has all the advantage in this matchup with another wicked chop in the corner. This time, the spacing of the match really... Mike Mendoza is just enjoying this pacing. This is Mike Mendoza's home right now. Going for another chop. They sound like bullets hitting his chest. Going for a third one as Android 787 responds, tries to go for another one, but he just rakes his eyes. You can see Mike Mendoza is taking advantage that the referee doesn't want to disqualify this match as a title match and a hair versus hair match. He really doesn't want to disqualify it for any reason. And Mike Mendoza is taking advantage of that, raking the eyes, pulling the hair, using an elbow, and they responding elbow after elbow, throwing him aside. Android 787 responds to a strike to the midsection, stopping Mike Mendoza to use that third rope and kicking him by bringing him down into his jaw, knocking him out, being able to hopefully shift the momentum as Mike Mendoza have been controlling the majority of this matchup. Android 787 stalking Mike Mendoza, going for a huge lariat, a clothesline after clothesline to Mike Mendoza. Irish whip into the corner. Android 787 is able to move across the rope, kicking him in the head, going for a crossbody. Beautifully executed. 1-2 is not enough. Mike Mendoza is not giving up. These two wrestlers can go for hours at this point. There's a lot on the line. Not only the championship, which Mike Mendoza has not won the Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo's champion, even though that he's the teacher. His first try against Manu was a defeat, and the second time it went into overtime. And now he's putting his hair on the line for that belt. Uranage from Android 787 and trying to go for the pin, but the shoulders are not on the mat. Android 77 going for a standing moonsault, but it's over to predict and go from a senton 1-2, and he kicks out. The crowd is screaming for Mendoza. Android captures him with that leg scissors and throwing him in an hurricanrana to the floor. And now throwing Powerade on Mike Mendoza's hair, poking at the scorpion. Android 787 has to really push himself further than he has ever been pushed before if he wants to take the scorpion down. Mike Mendoza right now is going all out, knowing that this is maybe the last chance he gets for that belt. Searching for a superplex, Android 787 protecting himself. Mike Mendoza rolls and hits him with a forearm, taking Android 787 off the ropes, and he climbs to the top rope and he's going for a double stomp to the neck of Android 787. This might be it. Just massive double stomp to Android, and he jumps, rolls, and goes for a cutter, and goes for the pin 1-2, and he kicks out. Android still is in this matchup. He is not giving up after a hit like that. Android 787 has something to prove. He wants to prove that he's a worthy champion. Remember, Android 787 is one of the oldest students in the Pro Wrestling Dojo, and he has won the second Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo champion. And he wants to prove himself that he is as good as any of the other students. More when the last championship run was for 3 years. He has big shoes to fill if he wants to prove he is a worthy champion, and he will prove that by defeating the master of Pro Wrestling Dojo, Mike Mendoza. Putting him on the armbar. Just squeezing, putting pressure on that shoulder that he was able to hurt by slamming him onto the bar at the beginning of the match. Mike Mendoza has had shoulder issues in the past, so it's a very smart move to concentrate on that shoulder and see if he's able to make Mendoza tap out. Again, Mendoza raking the eyes, picking up the belt. He's about to use the belt, but the referee is able to count him in time. But Mike Mendoza is able to respond fast enough, putting him to the GTS. GTS to Android 77. This may be it. This may be the end of... He's just telling him about the belt. So we have a slow count, and he's able to kick out. The referee did not like at all the use of the belt, and he's complaining to Mike Mendoza. Mike Mendoza is absolutely livid for what has just happened, and Mike Mendoza is just threatening the referee of taking off the mask of the ref. He's about to take the mask of the referee. but he doesn't have his eyes on Androide. Androide is recovering. He's about to take off this mask. Androide takes advantage, puts him into a roll-up. 1, 2. Mike Mendoza kicks out. Mike Mendoza responds very quickly. Puts him into the arm hook, going for the Stormbreaker. But 450's music is sounding. That is 450's song. Mr. 450 is one of the Mecha Wolf 450. One of the greatly decorated Puerto Rican pro wrestlers right now, but it seems like the song just sounded. We really do not know why. Maybe issues with sound or something, but he did distract Mike Mendoza. He's going for the double hook once more. Android is able to get out. Jawbreaker to Mike Mendoza. Mike Mendoza is not going down, and he's able to apply pressure, put the armbar again, applying pressure to the back shoulder. Just pressing that shoulder down, putting as much pressure as he can. He gets out and going for sliced bread. And we go 1, 2, 3, and Android 787 has retained the belt. Mike Mendoza will lose his hair. Android 787 save his hair, proving himself to be a worthy champion, beating Espíritu Pro Wrestling Dojo's teacher, and showing himself as the top of the mountain, the man to beat. Because if you want to be the man, you have to beat the man, and right now the man is Android 787. Just throwing the hair extensions into Mike Mendoza's face. Mike Mendoza cannot believe it. He's about to lose his hair. He has lost a hair versus hair match before. This was a long time ago on WWC, about 6 years ago. He never thought that it would happen again in his career. A lot has happened since then. He was very young. Right now he has been decorated with multiple championships, but now doesn't matter how many years have gone by, Mike Mendoza has lost his hair once again. Mike Mendoza getting in the chair. Will he accept his defeat and let Android 787 cut his hair? Mike Mendoza about to say a few words to the crowd. If there's something I can accept from myself, is that I accept defeat. And today, I lost. But I lost to somebody who's great in this ring. If there's something I can say about this man, is that he has the words of Espíritu in his hand. There is respect, there is loyalty, and there's passion for this. Today, I lose my hair. But I don't lose my respect for you, and thank you. Strong words for Mike Mendoza. Mike Mendoza respecting the student, acknowledging him as the man right now, as everybody just cheering him, screaming thank you, Mike, for this. And it is time for Mike Mendoza to lose his hair. Getting shaved, completely bald. accepting it like a man, respecting Android as the bigger man right now. We have not seen Mike Mendoza bald in so many years. The crowd cheering. A very emotional moment as Mike hugs his student. People, I'm gonna say a lot of things, but if there's no love, there's no wrestling in Puerto Rico. And Espíritu exists because of the dedication of Mike Mendoza. Because he is creating a new generation of pro wrestling. As the crowd chants, "Thank you, Mike." And there's something I cannot forget. The music of Mecha Wolf sounded through the speakers. That means something.